Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Light back here with a YouTube video, and in today's video we're going to be doing, let's talk about the Cosmic Ghost Rider series here on the channel today. So yeah, I actually just finished watching, I'm not watching, I'm so used to saying watching, but I just finished reading the Cosmic Ghost Rider series by Donny Gates, and I definitely have some stuff to say about it. It's definitely a very interesting uh, graphic novel. It's pretty interesting. I think it's about 5 issues, I believe. Uh, yeah, it's about 5 issues. So definitely an interesting little read here. Uh, does it's personally, I know a lot of people might say this is a little bit different. It has some wholesome parts and stuff like that. And I just feel like it's an interesting read. Definitely some solid kind of plot twists and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm kind of gonna be talking a bit about like a bit of I think this is gonna be kind of like a review here, but I'm not gonna call it a review. I'm just gonna say let's talk about this so and so, for example. So yeah, it's kind of like gonna be like a review. But anyways, let's let's get into it. So quickly, a quick intro to this. It's Cosmic Ghost Rider. It came out back in like 2018. Uh, it was written by Donny Gates, uh, Burnett. It's by Gates, Burnett, and Favela. So it's uh, a diff, sorry, a bunch of different comic book writers and colorists and everything. So definitely very interesting to see that. Just right off the bat, I want to say this quickly. The art in this the book is very well done. Personally, just as I'm getting into more reading a lot more comics than I used to, I've realized a lot of things like writing and artists. I mean, artists is just as big as writing, because art can definitely be a very deeming factor in when something is good and or bad. Just that's my personal opinion. But I mean, the art in this is really good. I thought it was really fantastic and a very well done in terms of the drawing and everything. So, anyways, let's get into the quick plot line of this book. So pretty much it is set in like the distant future where now Frank Castle's kind of old. He's like pretty much done being the Punisher, and now he is ending up being the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Uh, yeah, so pretty much he had gotten him. He was originally a Ghost Rider, and he was a Cosmic Ghost Rider. Actually, this is kind of discussing stuff that came before it. Well, for the premise of the comic, it's basically he's became now the Cosmic Ghost Rider. He's infected with cosmic powers, essentially like the Silver Surfer powers, and of course the Ghost Rider powers, as well as like his same old like Punisher skills and everything. So yeah, that's basically what happens, and then he's able to transport into the past, and he ends up trying to like basically raise Thanos, right, to try and make him a good guy because he actually is in. I don't know if he's enslaved. I can't remember as yet. I hadn't read the comic that comes before. I kind of know what happens in it already. I know like the brief summary and stuff like that. But he was dealing with Thanos or something, so this kind of made him want to. Originally, I don't know if this is appropriate to say on YouTube. He originally wanted to basically. I won't say the real thing because it's a little bit dark and also it's. I don't know if you're supposed to be saying this on YouTube, but basically he wanted to end Thanos' life in the past as a child, but he ended up not wanting to do it, and this unleashes a lot of different events and everything, with eventually a culminating event with Thanos becoming older, which I'll say just now what happens. But yeah, a few characters definitely come in from trying to stop Frank Castle and everything. And definitely, I thought this comic was pretty wholesome for a little bit until I reached the end, and it was just like, yeah, that's gone all the way out the trash. Now, I definitely thought this was a very interesting read. I read this in pretty fast. I thought it was really interesting. I really like it. Uh, yeah, and just this is some good writing, good artist work and everything. Very well done. I like the vibrant colors and stuff you're getting from these characters and stuff, which looks pretty cool. Uh, and of course, like the drawing and everything matches the like, story and everything because the story is a little bit more like cosmic and stuff. It takes place more on space and everything. So yeah, let's just give my quick thoughts on it. Again, I thought it was good writing and everything. Definitely a very solid like plot twist towards the end. Like I definitely like the inclusion of different characters because, for example, in the I think it was like issue 3 or something, when Cosmic Ghost Rider ended up capturing Thanos as a child or a baby. Uh, he's basically like trying to make sure Thanos is raised properly and not shown like murder and stuff. You could see that from a young age. Uh, then of course like Galactus, for example, he comes and he's like he knows what monstrosity will be unleashed and everything, and he knows like he can't really fix him, so he's just like, I'll kill the baby. Just Frank, give him to me. And Frank is basically like no, and then we end up getting the plot twist that older Thanos decides to come back, and he actually ends up killing everybody, and basically creates a huge land, and he's basically like, I'm the new Punisher, basically, and then he's like, Frank is like, how does this happen and everything, and then Thanos is basically like, he's just like over half of humanity is basically tortured or enslaved or something, while some people are able to live like normal lives in some free land and stuff like that. So he has the same kind of Thanos type like feelings about like people and everything. It's just it's on Earth instead, and he tries to make it a little bit better. But I mean, he's done it in his own twisted way, and it's just kind of bad. And then we learn actually that this Thanos kills Ghost Rider after a while because Frank Castle doesn't agree with any of that. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, again, I thought it was pretty interesting. Again, continue with my thoughts. I thought this comic was pretty wholesome for the most part. I mean, it was fun seeing like Frank Castle kind of run around with Baby Thanos, and Baby Thanos was like kind of wholesome at sometimes. But I mean, it was kind of like this comic was a very average mix of wholesome and very dark at the same time because yeah, there's a lot of darkness in it, but I mean, there's also a lot of wholeness. I mean, Thanos, yes, when he was a child, he was like, most of the time he's like, death is okay and stuff like that, and Frank Castle's like, no, 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 and yeah, I definitely thought that was pretty interesting, pretty kind of wholesome a little bit. I thought it was interesting. I mean, that plot twist towards the end, I was kind of unsuspecting of it, and I definitely thought it was very interesting. Definitely very interesting kind of plot twist. So I had a lot of fun reading it. I mean, I like the tie-ins of actually the Watcher comes as well as Galactus. Again, I already said this, but interesting to see that. And I mean, I also it had a lot of foreshadowing as well, and it was also very undecided. Like to be honest with you guys, when I was reading this, I was like noticing maybe it could change, maybe. But then all of a sudden it was just like, yeah, he might not change here, and yeah, couldn't it doesn't look too good for the future. And then like once you figure out that final reveal, you kind of look back in the story and you're like, yeah, that it's very likely like unlikely that he changes just because like he's still being raised about murdering and stuff like that. And the Punisher, let's face it, I mean he has good intentions, but at the same time he's not the best of people. Especially with him going like I'm pretty sure he's probably went on a psycho rampage and just killed a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of like villains or something. So that's one thing as well. Is just personally, I don't think that would have really worked. So I mean, once you kind of figure out the plot twist, it's definitely a lot like easier, not easier, but like definitely a lot easier to like see what was going wrong and everything. So yeah, definitely an interesting comic. I highly recommend. I highly recommend it if you want to read some like Ghost Rider or the Punisher, but with Ghost Rider's powers, or maybe you want to see a bit of Thanos. I mean, you could pretty much read this at any level, honestly. As long as like you know who Cosmic Ghost Rider is, there should be really no problem. Maybe you wanna, or if you like know like Thanos is basically a little bit different than in the movies, for example, where he's more murderous and stuff like that. So maybe you just need like that basic information. But I mean, if you already know that and stuff, this will definitely be a very good comic for to read. Personally, if you're like if you're a fan of like Thanos and stuff, and kind of like more wholesome-ish stories with a little bit of darkness in it, definitely it's an interesting read then. But I mean, honestly, I would give this an easy 9 out of 10. It's pretty good. I do enjoy it a lot. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.